Some places on the map are just destinations, others are experiences that wrap around you, pulling you into their story until you become a part of it. Louisiana is one of those rare, enchanting places. It is far more than just a state situated in the deep south region of the United States. It is a living, breathing storybook, its pages filled with tales of resilience, celebration, and a profound connection to the land and its waters. From the moment you arrive, you sense that you are standing on ground where history is not confined to museums, but is alive in the architecture, the music, and the very air you breathe. This is a land where every corner turned reveals another layer of its complex and captivating identity. Imagine a place where the vibrant, soulful notes of a jazz trumpet drift through a humid evening, mingling with the irresistible aroma of simmering gumbo from a nearby kitchen. Picture ancient oak trees, their branches draped elegantly with Spanish moss, standing as silent witnesses to centuries of change. This is the Louisiana that awaits you. It's a sensory tapestry woven from a multitude of cultural threads, French charm, Spanish flair, African rhythms, and Native American traditions all converging in a spectacular and unique blend. This journey is an invitation to immerse yourself in that world, to see beyond the postcards and truly feel the pulse of this extraordinary state, a place that proudly calls itself the heart of the South. This visual exploration is designed to be your personal guide, leading you through the winding bayous, bustling city streets, and serene plantation grounds that define Louisiana. We will not merely observe, we will engage with the spirit of the place. We'll listen to the stories whispered by the Mississippi River and feel the infectious energy of a Mardi Gras parade. Our adventure will uncover the secrets held within historic buildings and celebrate the wild, untamed beauty of its natural landscapes. We are embarking on a journey that promises to be as rich and flavorful as the state's world-renowned cuisine, offering a glimpse into a culture that is as dynamic and resilient as it is deeply rooted in its past. Prepare to be captivated by a state that defies simple categorization. Louisiana is a paradox, a place of boisterous celebration and quiet contemplation, of historic grandeur and rustic simplicity. It is a land that has weathered storms, both literal and metaphorical, and has emerged with a spirit that is unbreakable and a culture that is utterly intoxicating. We will travel together across this remarkable landscape, from the vibrant heart of New Orleans to the tranquil depths of the Atchafalaya Basin. This is not just a tour, it is an immersion into the soul of Louisiana, a place that promises to leave an indelible mark on your own story. To truly understand Louisiana, one must first appreciate the rich and often turbulent currents of history that have shaped its identity. The state's story is not a simple linear narrative, but a complex tapestry woven from the threads of conquest, commerce, and cultural collision. Long before European ships ever reached its shores, this land was home to powerful and sophisticated Native American tribes, including the Choctaw, the Caddo, and the Natchez, whose legacy endures in the names of rivers and towns. The arrival of French explorers in the 17th century marked a pivotal turning point, leading to the founding of New Orleans in 1718 and the establishment of a colonial outpost that would become a beacon of French culture in the New World. The colonial era in Louisiana was a dynamic and shifting period, with control of the territory passing from France to Spain and then briefly back to France again. Each of these empires left an indelible architectural and cultural imprint, which is still visible today in the wrought iron balconies of the French Quarter and the Spanish-style courtyards hidden behind city walls. Then came the single most transformative event in its early history, the Louisiana Purchase of 1803. In one of history's greatest land deals, the United States acquired this vast territory from Napoleon's France, doubling the size of the young nation and setting Louisiana on a new course as a vital American crossroads, a gateway to the West. The 19th century brought both immense prosperity and profound conflict. The state's strategic location along the mighty Mississippi River made it an economic powerhouse, fueled by the lucrative trade of sugar and cotton. This wealth, however, was built upon the brutal institution of slavery, a dark chapter whose legacy is still being reckoned with today. During the Civil War, Louisiana's importance was undeniable, The battle for control of the Mississippi was a critical objective for both sides. The fall of New Orleans to Union forces early in the war was a significant blow to the Confederacy, and the state became a landscape of resistance, resilience, and eventual reconstruction, its people forging a new identity in the aftermath of devastation. Out of this crucible of history, a unique and resilient culture was born. The collision and eventual fusion of French, Spanish, African, Caribbean, and American influences created a society unlike any other. This is the genesis of Creole and Cajun cultures, the birthplace of jazz music, and the cradle of traditions that are both deeply spiritual and wildly celebratory. Louisiana's history is not something that is merely read about in books. It is felt in the soul-stirring rhythms of its music, tasted in the complex flavors of its food, and seen in the faces of its people. It is a living history, a powerful force that continues to shape the state's present and future, making every visit a journey back in time. Our journey through Louisiana will be structured to give you the most comprehensive and engaging experience possible, much like following the chapters of a captivating novel. We will begin by peeling back the layers of time, delving deeper into the historical forces that forged this unique state. We'll explore its origin story in greater detail, from the ancient Native American civilizations that first called this land home to the dramatic saga of colonial rule and the monumental Louisiana Purchase. We will walk through the pivotal moments of the Civil War and see how New Orleans grew into a true melting pot, a city where diverse cultures converged to create something entirely new, vibrant, and enduring, setting the foundation for everything that followed. Once we have a firm grasp of the historical context, our focus will shift to the very soul of Louisiana, its culture. This is where the state truly comes alive. We will immerse ourselves in the sounds that define the region, from the improvisational genius of jazz echoing through the streets of the French Quarter to the foot-stomping accordion-driven rhythms of Zydeco music in the heart of Cajun country. We will witness the spectacle of Mardi Gras, not just as a wild party, but as a deeply rooted tradition of community, artistry, and joyful excess. We will also respectfully explore the often misunderstood world of voodoo, understanding its origins in African spiritualism and its role in the cultural fabric of New Orleans. With the sounds and traditions of Louisiana ringing in our ears, we will then embark on a grand tour of its must-see attractions. This part of our journey will be a virtual road trip across the state, showcasing the incredible diversity of its landscapes and communities. We will start in the iconic Crescent City, New Orleans, wandering through its historic neighborhoods and soaking in its undeniable energy. From there, we will travel to the state capital, Baton Rouge, to discover its political history and architectural marvels. We will then venture into the heart of Acadiana to experience Lafayette, the epicenter of Cajun culture, before stepping back in time to visit the majestic and hauntingly beautiful plantation homes that line the Mississippi River. Finally, our adventure will take us into the wild heart of Louisiana. We will navigate the mystical bayous and swamps where alligators glide silently through dark waters and ancient cypress trees create a breathtaking natural cathedral. We'll also explore the unique treasures of North Louisiana, including the bustling twin cities of Shreveport and Bossier City. Throughout this entire journey, we will celebrate the state's legendary cuisine, a flavorful legacy that tells the story of its people with every bite. This is more than a simple travelogue. It is a carefully curated experience designed to connect you deeply with the history, culture, and unforgettable beauty of Louisiana, preparing you for an adventure you will never forget. Long before the first European sails appeared on the horizon, the land we now call Louisiana was a thriving, vibrant world, shaped by the hands and spirits of its original inhabitants. This was not an empty wilderness waiting to be discovered, but a complex mosaic of nations and cultures deeply connected to the rhythm of the rivers and the bounty of the earth. The Mississippi River and its sprawling delta provided a fertile cradle for civilizations to rise, creating a landscape rich with resources that sustained large, settled communities for thousands of years. The names of these peoples, the Caro, Tunica, Chocta, Chirimaca, Natchez, and many others, still echo across the state, a testament to a legacy that forms the very bedrock of Louisiana's story. These native societies were remarkably sophisticated, with intricate social structures, extensive trade networks, and profound spiritual beliefs centered on the natural world. They were master agriculturalists, cultivating maize, beans, and squash in the rich alluvial soil. They were also brilliant engineers, constructing monumental earthworks and ceremonial mounds that still stand today as silent, powerful reminders of their ingenuity and cultural depth. Places like Poverty Point in northeastern Louisiana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, feature complex earthen ridges and mounds built over 3,000 years ago, revealing a society capable of organizing immense labor projects and engaging in trade that spanned much of the continent. Their lives were woven into the fabric of the land, a delicate balance of respect and reliance. The arrival of European explorers in the 16th and 17th centuries marked the beginning of a profound and often tragic transformation. The first encounters were fraught with misunderstanding, conflict, and the devastating introduction of diseases to which the native populations had no immunity. Despite the immense pressures of colonization, the first peoples of Louisiana demonstrated incredible resilience. They adapted, resisted, and negotiated their existence in a rapidly changing world. Their knowledge of the land, its hidden waterways, edible plants, and medicinal herbs proved invaluable to the European newcomers who often depended on this indigenous expertise for their very survival in the unfamiliar and challenging environment of the lower Mississippi Valley. Today, the descendants of these first inhabitants continue to be a vital part of Louisiana's cultural tapestry. Federally recognized tribes like the Chitimaca tribe of Louisiana, the Cushara tribe of Louisiana, the Jina Band of Choctaw Indians, and the Tunica Biloxi Indian tribe of Louisiana, along with several state-recognized tribes, work to preserve their languages, traditions, and heritage. They are a living link to the state's most ancient past, a constant reminder that the story of Louisiana did not begin with colonial flags, but with a people who understood the soul of the land long before anyone else arrived, a foundation built of earth and water. The formal story of European Louisiana begins with the ambitions of the French crown, driven by a quest for wealth, territory, and influence in the New World. In 1682, the intrepid explorer René Robert Cavelier, Sieur de la Salle, completed a monumental journey, navigating the full length of the Mississippi River from the Great Lakes down to the Gulf of Mexico. Standing near the mouth of the Great River, he planted a cross and a column bearing the coat of arms of France, claiming the entire Mississippi River basin for King Louis XIV. He named this vast territory La Louisiane in honor of his king, setting the stage for a new chapter that would forever alter the destiny of the region. Establishing a permanent colony proved to be a formidable task. The early years were marked by hardship, disease, and struggles to survive in the hot, humid climate. Initial settlements like Fort Morepa were precarious footholds in a vast and unfamiliar landscape. It was not until 1718 that Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne, Sieur de Bienville, selected a strategic crescent-shaped bend to establish a new city. He named it La Nouvelle Orléans, in honor of the Duke of Orléans. Despite its vulnerability to flooding and hurricanes, its location offered unparalleled control over river trade, making it the key to unlocking the economic potential of the entire colony. French culture quickly took root in the fertile soil of the Delta. The colonists brought with them their language, their Catholic faith, and their architectural styles. They established a society structured around a rigid social hierarchy, yet one that allowed for cultural mixing unique in North America. The interactions between French colonists, enslaved Africans, and local Native American tribes began to create the first hints of a new, distinct Creole culture. This fledgling society was a complex blend of European refinement, African resilience, and indigenous knowledge, slowly evolving into something that was neither purely French nor wholly American, but uniquely Louisianan. However, for France, Louisiana was often a difficult and expensive colonial venture. The dream of finding vast reserves of gold and silver never materialized, and the colony struggled to become profitable. its population grew slowly, and it remained a remote, sparsely populated outpost for decades. Yet, despite its economic challenges, the cultural foundation laid during this period was deep and enduring. The French legacy would prove to be the most resilient, embedding itself in the state's legal system, its parish based governance, its cuisine, and its very identity, ensuring that even under different flags, the heart of Louisiana would always beat with a French rhythm. The winds of European politics blew across the Atlantic, and in 1762, the fate of Louisiana took an unexpected turn. In a secret treaty known as the Treaty of Fontainebleau, a beleaguered France facing defeat in the Seven Years' War ceded the vast Louisiana territory to its ally Spain. The French colonists in New Orleans were largely unaware of this diplomatic maneuver and were shocked and resistant when the first Spanish governor, Antonio de Ulloa, arrived to take control. This resistance culminated in the Rebellion of 1768, where Creole leaders expelled the Spanish governor, an act of defiance that was swiftly and brutally crushed by the arrival of a much larger Spanish force led by Alejandro O'Reilly. Despite this rocky start, the 4 decades of Spanish rule proved to be a period of significant growth and transformation for Louisiana. The Spanish administration was far more effective and organized than the French had been. They implemented stricter building codes in New Orleans, particularly after two devastating fires in 1788 and 1794. These new codes mandated the use of fire-resistant materials like brick, plaster, and tile, giving rise to the iconic architecture we now associate with the French Quarter, with its arches, courtyards, and wrought iron balconies, which is, ironically, largely Spanish in its design. The Spanish also encouraged immigration, welcoming Canary Islanders, known as Isleños, and Acadians who had been expelled from Canada, further enriching the colony's cultural mix. The Spanish governors fostered a more stable economy, promoting the cultivation of sugarcane and cotton, which would soon become the cornerstones of the region's wealth. They also established more organized trade policies and conducted the first official censuses. During this era, New Orleans grew from a struggling colonial town into a bustling cosmopolitan port city. The cultural landscape continued to evolve as Spanish customs blended with the existing French and African traditions. This period saw the further development of Creole culture, creating a society that was sophisticated, multilingual, and increasingly distinct from any of its European or American neighbors, a true product of its unique history. As the 19th century dawned, another dramatic shift occurred. Napoleon Bonaparte, now in power in France, harbored ambitions of re-establishing a grand French empire in North America. Through the secret Third Treaty of San Ildefonso in 1800, he coerced Spain into returning the Louisiana territory to French control. Napoleon's plan was to use the fertile Mississippi Valley as a breadbasket to supply food for the valuable sugar-producing French colony of Saint-Domingue, which is now Haiti. However, a massive and successful slave rebellion in Saint-Domingue shattered this plan. With his Caribbean ambitions thwarted and the looming threat of war with Great Britain, Napoleon's interest in a North American empire waned, setting the stage for one of the most momentous real estate deals in history. At the turn of the 19th century, the United States, under President Thomas Jefferson, watched the developments in Louisiana with growing anxiety. American farmers west of the Appalachian Mountains relied heavily on the Mississippi River and the Port of New Orleans to ship their goods to market. The right of deposit, which allowed them to store goods in the city before export, was vital to their economic survival. When Spain revoked this right in 1802, and news of the secret transfer of Louisiana back to an ambitious and powerful France reached Washington, Jefferson knew he had to act. His initial goal was modest: to purchase the city of New Orleans and parts of Florida to secure permanent access to the river. Jefferson dispatched his envoys, James Monroe and Robert R. Livingston, to Paris with instructions to negotiate the purchase of New Orleans for up to $10 million. They arrived at an unexpectedly opportune moment. Napoleon, frustrated by his inability to crush the Haitian Revolution and needing funds for his impending war with Britain, had soured on his American ambitions. In a stunning turn of events, Napoleon's foreign minister, Talleyrand, asked the American diplomats a simple question: What would they give for the entire Louisiana territory? This audacious offer caught the American negotiators completely by surprise, far exceeding their mandate and their budget. Recognizing the immense, once in a lifetime opportunity before them, Monroe and Livingston decided to act boldly. Without time to seek approval from Washington, they quickly negotiated a price. On April 30, 1803, they agreed to purchase the entire Louisiana territory, a staggering 828,000 square miles of land stretching from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains, for a final price of $15 million, or about 3 cents an acre. The Louisiana Purchase was a monumental transaction that would forever change the course of American history. It effectively doubled the size of the young United States overnight, providing a vast expanse of land for westward expansion and securing the nation's future as a continental power. On December 20, 1803, in a ceremony at the Cabildo in New Orleans' Jackson Square, the French flag was lowered and the American flag was raised, officially transferring the territory to the United States. For the diverse Creole, French, Spanish, and African residents of Louisiana, this was yet another profound change of identity, ushering in a new era of Americanization. The Louisiana Purchase was more than a land deal. It was the catalyst that transformed a young republic into a future global superpower and set the former French colony on its path to becoming the 18th state in the Union in 1812, a state with a uniquely complex and international heritage. In the decades following statehood, Louisiana's economy flourished, transforming it into one of the wealthiest states in the nation. This prosperity, however, was built on a deeply troubling foundation: the cultivation of sugar and cotton, crops that were incredibly labor-intensive and wholly dependent on the brutal system of chattel slavery. The port of New Orleans became one of the largest and busiest in the country, a hub for commerce, where goods from the American heartland were shipped worldwide. It also became the site of the largest slave market in North America, a place where hundreds of thousands of enslaved men, women, and children were bought and sold, their forced labor creating the immense fortunes of the planter class. This economic reliance on slavery inevitably placed Louisiana at the center of the nation's most profound conflict. When the Civil War erupted in 1861, Louisiana was among the first states to secede from the Union and join the Confederacy. Its strategic importance was immense. Control of the Mississippi River was crucial for the transportation of troops and supplies, and Lincoln himself referred to the river as the backbone of the rebellion. New Orleans, as the South's largest city and most vital port, was an immediate and essential target for Union forces. Its capture was a primary objective in the Union's Anaconda Plan, designed to squeeze the Confederacy into submission. In April 1862, in a daring naval operation, a Union fleet under the command of Flag Officer David Farragut steamed past the Confederate forts guarding the mouth of the Mississippi and captured New Orleans. The fall of the city so early in the war was a devastating blow to the Confederacy, both strategically and psychologically. It placed the Union in control of the South's main financial center and secured the mouth of the Great River. The remainder of the war in Louisiana was a protracted struggle for control of the rest of the state, with key battles fought at Port Hudson and in the Red River Campaign, leaving a trail of destruction and social upheaval in their wake. The end of the war and the subsequent period of Reconstruction brought about a tumultuous and violent transformation of Louisiana society. The emancipation of nearly 330,000 enslaved people heralded a new era of possibility, but also one of intense conflict and resistance from those determined to maintain a system of white supremacy. This period forged a new identity for the state, one born from the ashes of war and the struggle for freedom. New Orleans, in particular, became a landscape of resilience, where newly freed African Americans helped shape a vibrant culture of resistance and creativity, planting the seeds for the birth of jazz and solidifying the city's reputation as a true American melting pot. In Louisiana, music is not merely entertainment, it is the very air that people breathe, the rhythm that accompanies daily life, and the language that communicates stories of sorrow, joy, and resilience. This is a land where sound is woven into the cultural DNA, a place where melodies rise from the cobblestone streets and drift across the humid bayou air. At the heart of this sonic identity is jazz, a truly American art form born right here in the vibrant, chaotic melting pot of New Orleans at the turn of the 20th century. It emerged from a confluence of African rhythms, Caribbean influences, blues sensibilities, and European harmonies, a spontaneous and soulful expression that mirrored the city's diverse population. Jazz is the sound of freedom, of improvisation, and of a community finding its voice. To walk through New Orleans is to walk through a living museum of music. The mournful cry of a trumpet from a dimly lit club in the Marigny, the swinging beat of a brass band parading through the French Quarter, the hollow halls of Preservation Hall, where traditions are kept alive with reverence and passion. These are the heartbeats of the city. This music tells the story of Louisiana's past, from the sorrowful spirituals sung in Congo Square to the jubilant second line parades that celebrate life, even in the face of death. It is a music that is constantly evolving yet deeply rooted in its history, a powerful force that continues to draw musicians and music lovers from every corner of the globe, all seeking to experience its authentic soul-stirring power. Venture west from New Orleans into the heart of Acadiana, and the soundtrack of Louisiana changes, though it loses none of its vibrancy. Here, in Cajun and Creole country, the dominant sound is Zydeco. It is a foot-stomping, infectious music driven by the distinctive sounds of the accordion and the frottoir or washboard. Born from the French-speaking Black Creole communities of rural southwest Louisiana, Zydeco is a genre built for dancing, a high-energy fusion of blues, rhythm and blues, and the traditional music of the French Acadian people. Its lyrics often tell stories of love, hardship, and the simple joys of life, sung in a mixture of French, Creole, and English, reflecting the region's unique linguistic heritage. Attending a Zydeco dance, known as a fai dodo, is to experience a pure, unadulterated form of communal joy. The dance halls of towns like Lafayette and Opelousas come alive on weekend nights, twirling across the floor to the driving syncopated rhythms. This music is a testament to the resilience and creativity of the Creole people, who crafted a unique cultural expression that is entirely their own. Like jazz, Zydeco is more than just a genre. It is a celebration of heritage, a way of preserving language and tradition, and a powerful expression of a community's enduring spirit. It is the raw, energetic, and joyous sound of rural Louisiana that gets into your bones and refuses to let go. When people think of Louisiana, one image often comes to mind, a massive, vibrant, and seemingly chaotic street party known as Mardi Gras. But to dismiss it as just a party is to miss the deep cultural significance and rich history that make it one of the world's most unique celebrations. The tradition of Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday, was brought to Louisiana by its French Catholic founders as a final day of indulgence and feasting before the solemn, reflective period of Lent. What began as elegant private balls and masked societies in the 18th century gradually evolved into the grand public spectacle we know today, a season of celebration that captivates New Orleans and communities across the state for weeks on end. The true magic of Mardi Gras lies not just in the final explosive day of celebration, but in the entire carnival season that precedes it. It is a time when the entire social fabric of the city comes alive with a shared purpose. The season is built around the crews, social organizations that spend the entire year meticulously planning their parades, designing elaborate floats, and creating handcrafted throws to toss to the eager crowds. From the historic crew of Rex, which established the official Mardi Gras colors of purple, green, and gold, to the satirical and flamboyant Crew du Vieux, each organization has its own unique identity and traditions, contributing a different flavor to the overall festivities. The parades themselves are a breathtaking sensory overload. Towering, brilliantly colored floats, some carrying dozens of masked riders, navigate the city streets, accompanied by the thunderous sound of high school marching bands and the cheers of millions of spectators. The air is filled with a constant rain of plastic beads, doubloons, and other trinkets, creating a thrilling and interactive experience where the crowd is as much a part of the show as the paraders. It is a performance of generosity and community spirit, a ritual that breaks down social barriers as people from all walks of life stand side by side, united in a collective pursuit of joy and a handful of shiny beads. Beyond the famous parades of New Orleans, Mardi Gras is celebrated with unique local flair throughout Louisiana. In the rural towns of Cajun country, masked and costumed horseback riders participate in the Courrier de Mardi Gras, a fascinating and ancient tradition where they ride through the countryside, chasing chickens and begging for ingredients to make a communal gumbo. This folk version of the festival is a world away from the urban spectacle of New Orleans, but is equally rich in history and meaning. Whether in the city or the country, Mardi Gras is the ultimate expression of Louisiana's La Se le Bon Temps ruler spirit, a time to let the good times roll, to celebrate life, and to reaffirm the bonds of community through a shared, unforgettable spectacle of joy. Louisiana Voodoo is a living faith, born from the blending of West African spirituality and Catholicism in New Orleans. Enslaved people preserved their beliefs by merging their deities with Catholic saints, practicing openly in places like Congo Square. Voodoo became a source of empowerment and healing, not the dark magic of popular myth. Marie Laveau, the legendary voodoo queen, blended Catholic and voodoo rituals, making the faith accessible and respected. Today, voodoo is about healing, protection, and spiritual connection. Its true story told in museums, tours, and botanicas across the city. To understand voodoo is to witness a story of survival, adaptation, and the enduring power of faith. In Louisiana, food is culture, a blend of French, Spanish, African, and native influences passed down through generations. Creole cuisine, born in New Orleans, is rich and cosmopolitan, while Cajun food is rustic, spicy, and resourceful, built on the holy trinity of onions, celery, and bell peppers. Dishes like gumbo jambalaya and crawfish etouffee tell stories of resilience and community. From elegant Creole dining to backyard Cajun boils, every meal is a celebration of heritage. Iconic bites like po' boys and beignets are daily reminders of Louisiana's culinary soul. Here, sharing food is sharing history, a flavorful reflection of life itself. Louisiana's soul thrives in its intimate traditions: quilting, storytelling, and language preservation. African American quilts are visual family histories, while Cajun French and Louisiana Creole languages echo ancestral voices. Oral storytelling keeps legends like Compère Lapin and the Loup-Garou alive, teaching values and connecting generations. Mardi Gras Indian beadwork and pirogue boat building honor heritage through craftsmanship. These living traditions ground Louisiana's culture, testifying to resilience and identity. They are the quiet currents beneath the state's vibrant celebrations. The French Quarter, or Vieux Carré, is New Orleans' historic heart, a living museum of French and Spanish architecture. Wander its narrow streets, discover hidden courtyards, and feel the city's pulse. Jackson Square, framed by St. Louis Cathedral, is the spiritual and social core, alive with artists and performers. The French Market offers a sensory feast of crafts and classic foods, reflecting centuries of commerce and culture. Bourbon Street dazzles with nightlife, but the quarter's true magic lies in its quieter corners and timeless romance. Explore beyond the crowds to find the soul of New Orleans. The French Quarter is where history, art, and spirit. Beyond the French Quarter, New Orleans neighborhoods reveal the city's true soul. The Marigny pulses with live music on Frenchman Street, offering an authentic alternative to Bourbon's bustle. The Garden District's grand mansions and ancient oaks showcase Southern elegance, best seen from the historic St. Charles streetcar. Remé, one of America's oldest black neighborhoods, is a cradle of culture and civil rights, home to Congo Square and the African American Museum. Mid-City's City Park blends art, nature, and recreation in a sprawling urban oasis. Each district, musical, elegant, historic, adds a vital piece to New Orleans' identity. The city's treasures are found far beyond the quarter in the stories of its neighborhoods. Situated on the first high bluff north of the Mississippi River Delta, Baton Rouge stands as Louisiana's proud capital, a city that beautifully balances its role as a political hub with a rich history and a vibrant cultural scene. The city's name, French for red stick, originates from a boundary marker used by Native American tribes, a history that speaks to its long-standing importance as a strategic location. The skyline is dominated by the new state capitol building, a towering Art Deco skyscraper that is the tallest state capitol building in the United States. A trip to its 27th floor observation deck offers a breathtaking panoramic view of the city, the winding Mississippi River, and the surrounding industrial and natural landscapes, providing a perfect introduction to this capital gem. One of Baton Rouge's most fascinating attractions is its former seat of government, now known as the Old State Capitol. Perched dramatically on a hill overlooking the river, this magnificent Gothic Revival castle is a true architectural marvel. With its stained glass dome, crenellated towers, and grand spiral staircase, it looks more like a medieval fortress than a government building. Mark Twain famously derided it, but visitors today are captivated by its unique beauty and historical significance. Inside, a state-of-the-art museum explores Louisiana's tumultuous and often dramatic political history, bringing the stories of fiery debates and legendary figures like Huey P. Long to life in a truly engaging and memorable way. For a powerful dose of military history, head to the downtown riverfront to tour the USS Kidd Veterans Museum. The centerpiece of the museum is the Fletcher-class destroyer USS Kidd, designated DD-661, a World War II battleship that has been meticulously restored to its 1945 configuration. Known as the Pirate of the Pacific, it is a floating tribute to the American veterans who have served the country. Visitors can walk the decks, explore the living quarters, and imagine what life was like for the sailors who served aboard this historic vessel. The adjacent museum houses an impressive collection of artifacts, model ships, and exhibits that honor the sacrifices and contributions of servicemen and women from all branches of the military. To step further back in time and understand the rural roots of the region, a visit to the LSU Rural Life Museum is a must. This expansive outdoor museum provides an immersive look into the life and work of Louisianans during the 18th and 19th centuries. The grounds feature a collection of authentic, relocated historic buildings that form a recreated working plantation, complete with a blacksmith shop, a grist mill, and overseers' houses. It offers a comprehensive and unflinching look at the social and economic structures of the past, acknowledging the lives of all who lived on the land, both enslaved and free. Baton Rouge offers a rich, multifaceted experience, showcasing the political, military, and cultural history that defines the state of Louisiana. To experience a different, yet equally powerful side of Louisiana's soul, you must travel west into the region known as Acadiana, and at its center you'll find the city of Lafayette. This is the unofficial capital of French Louisiana, the vibrant heart of Cajun and Creole culture. Here, the French language is not just a historical artifact, but a living part of the community and the traditions of the Acadian people who settled here after their expulsion from Canada in the 18th century are celebrated with passion and pride. Lafayette is a city that moves to its own unique rhythm, a rhythm driven by the infectious sounds of Zydeco and Cajun music, which can be heard nightly in the city's lively dance halls and restaurants. One of the best ways to immerse yourself in this rich heritage is by visiting Vermilionville Historic Village. This beautiful living history museum, set on the tranquil banks of the Bayou Vermilion, meticulously recreates life in an Acadian and Creole settlement from the years 1765 to 1890. Costumed artisans and historical interpreters demonstrate traditional crafts like blacksmithing, spinning, and boat building, bringing the past to life right before your eyes. You can explore restored original homes, listen to traditional music, and learn about the unique blend of cultures, Acadian, Creole, Native American, and African that came together to create the distinctive identity of this region. It's an educational and deeply moving experience for all ages. Lafayette is also a world-renowned destination for its incredible cuisine, offering the most authentic Cajun food you'll find anywhere on earth. This is the place to indulge in a bowl of spicy crawfish etouffee, sample savory boudin sausage, or experience the communal joy of a traditional crawfish boil. The city's many, from rustic, down-home diners to more contemporary establishments, all share a deep reverence for local ingredients and time-honored recipes. The food here is more than just a meal, it's a celebration of a culture's ability to survive and thrive, turning humble ingredients into dishes that are bursting with flavor and history, a true reflection of the resourceful and joyful spirit of the Acadian people. The entire region of Acadia and surrounding Lafayette is dotted with charming small towns and natural wonders waiting to be explored. You can visit the Tabasco factory, Avery Island for a fascinating tour of lush, semi-tropical landscape of the jungle gardens. You can drive the Creole Nature Trail, All-American Road to witness incredible birdwatching opportunities and see alligators in their natural habitat, from its foot-stomping music to its world-class food and its deep-rooted traditions. Lafayette and the greater Acadiana region offer an unforgettable journey into the very heart and soul of Cajun country, a truly unique corner of America. Stretching along the Mississippi River between New Orleans and Baton Rouge is a corridor known as the Great River Road, a place where history stands in grand and haunting form. This area is lined with some of the most magnificent antebellum plantation homes in the American South, stunning architectural testaments to the immense wealth generated by the sugarcane industry in the 19th century. A drive along this road is a journey back in time, where majestic mansions with towering columns and sprawling grounds appear around every bend. These homes, with names like Huma's House, Nottoway, and Laura Plantation, offer a glimpse into a world of opulent balls, lavish lifestyles, and a deeply complex social order. Perhaps the most iconic and photographed of all these homes is Oak Alley Plantation. Its defining feature is a breathtaking quarter-mile-long canopy of 28 giant live oak trees that form a majestic tunnel leading from the river to the front door of the Greek Revival mansion. Walking beneath these ancient trees, which were planted long before the house was even built, is a truly awe-inspiring experience. Guided tours of the main house showcase its stunning architecture and period furnishings, painting a vivid picture of the lives of the wealthy Creole family who owned it. The sheer beauty of Oak Alley is undeniable, making it a must-see destination for any visitor to the region. While the grandeur of these homes is captivating, it is crucial to remember that their beauty was built on a dark and painful foundation, the institution of slavery. Today, the best plantation tours do not shy away from this difficult history, but confront it directly, offering a more complete and honest narrative. At places like Laura Plantation, a Creole heritage site, and the Whitney Plantation, the focus is shifted to tell the stories of the enslaved men, women, and children whose forced labor created the wealth and maintained these grand estates. These tours use slave narratives, historical records, and reconstructed slave cabins to provide a powerful and sobering look into the brutal realities of their lives, ensuring that their stories are not forgotten. Visiting these plantation homes is a profound and often emotional experience. It is a journey that grapples with the duality of Louisiana's past, the coexistence of incredible beauty and immense suffering. The experience challenges visitors to appreciate the architectural splendor while simultaneously acknowledging the human cost at which it was achieved. These historic sites serve as powerful places of remembrance and education, offering critical insights into the complex social and economic forces that shape not only Louisiana but the entire nation. A drive along River Road is more than a scenic tour. It is an essential lesson in American history, told through the silent, powerful presence of these majestic homes. To truly comprehend the soul of Louisiana, one must leave the bustling cities and historic plantations behind and venture into its wild, mystical heart, the bayous and swamps. These mysterious and alluring wetlands are an integral part of the state's identity, a labyrinth of slow-moving waterways, cypress tupelo forests, and marshlands teeming with life. An essential Louisiana experience is to take a swamp tour where you can glide through the dark, tannin-stained waters in a flat-bottomed boat. Expert local guides, many of whom have lived on the bayou their entire lives, navigate the hidden channels while sharing their deep knowledge of the ecosystem, pointing out the incredible diversity of flora and fauna that call this unique environment home. The undisputed star of any swamp tour is the American alligator, the ancient and formidable reptile that reigns as the king of the bayou. Seeing these powerful creatures sliding silently off a log into the water or sunning themselves on the banks is a thrilling and unforgettable sight. But the wildlife encounters don't stop there. The swamps are a paradise for birdwatchers, home to majestic great blue herons, snowy egrets, and soaring bald eagles. You might also spot turtles, snakes, and furry nutria along the water's edge. The landscape itself is otherworldly, dominated by majestic, bold cypress trees rising straight out of the water, their branches draped in ethereal Spanish moss that sways gently in the breeze. The largest of these wetlands is the Atchafalaya Basin, a sprawling expanse that constitutes the biggest river swamp in the United States. It is a place of breathtaking, untamed beauty, a vast wilderness that feels worlds away from modern civilization. Exploring the Atchafalaya by boat, whether on a guided tour or by renting a kayak for a more personal adventure, is an immersive experience in the raw power of nature. The sheer scale of the basin is humbling, offering a profound sense of peace and solitude amidst the sounds of chirping birds and buzzing insects. It is a vital ecosystem that serves as a critical floodway and a nursery for countless species of fish and wildlife. These wetlands are not just a natural wonder, they are also a cultural landscape. For centuries, they have been home to Cajun and Creole communities who have learned to live in harmony with the water, relying on it for transportation, food, and their very livelihood. The swamp is a source of inspiration for local folklore, music, and cuisine, a place of both sustenance and mystery. A journey into the bayous and swamps is more than just a nature trip. It is an exploration of a way of life and a deep dive into the primal, untamed beauty that forms the very foundation of South Louisiana's unique character and enduring allure. While South Louisiana often captures the spotlight, the northern part of the state offers its own unique blend of southern charm, cultural attractions, and vibrant city life, centered around the dynamic twin cities of Shreveport and Bossier City. Separated by the Red River, these cities form the economic and cultural hub of the region known as the Arklatex. This area presents a different side of Louisiana, one that feels more connected to the traditions of the Deep South and neighboring Texas and Arkansas. It is a region known for its warm hospitality, beautiful parks, and a lively entertainment scene that combines riverfront casinos with family-friendly attractions and a burgeoning arts community. A major draw for visitors is the Louisiana Boardwalk Outlets in Bossier City, a sprawling outdoor shopping and entertainment center located right on the banks of the Red River. It offers a picturesque setting for an afternoon of retail therapy, dining, and entertainment, with a wide array of shops, restaurants, and a multi-screen movie theater. On the Shreveport side of the river, you'll find a glittering row of riverboat casinos that provide 24/7 gaming excitement, live entertainment, and upscale dining options. This combination of shopping, dining, and gaming makes the riverfront a bustling and energetic destination for visitors looking for a fun and lively getaway in North Louisiana. Beyond the entertainment complexes, the area boasts a rich cultural landscape. The R.W. Norton Art Gallery in Shreveport is a true gem, housing an incredible collection of American and European art, including stunning works by famous Western artists like Frederick Remington and Charles M. Russell. The gallery is set within beautifully landscaped botanical gardens, making for a peaceful and enriching afternoon. For families and the scientifically curious, the Sci-Port Discovery Center offers a world of hands-on exploration with hundreds of interactive exhibits, an IMAX dome theater, and a planetarium that makes science accessible and fun for all ages. The natural beauty of North Louisiana is also on full display in the region's parks and outdoor spaces. The Red River National Wildlife Refuge provides a serene setting for hiking, birdwatching, and connecting with nature just minutes from the city center. Further afield, Cypress Black Bayou Park and Recreation Area offers opportunities for boating, fishing, and camping. Shreveport and Bossier City provide a wonderful northern exposure to the state, showcasing a brand of Louisiana that is rich in southern hospitality, diverse in its attractions, and proud of its unique position as a cultural crossroads, offering a complete and well-rounded perspective on all the state has to offer. While Louisiana's major cities and famous attractions rightly draw crowds, the state's true character is often discovered along the paths less traveled, in the small towns and hidden corners that lie off the main tourist trail. These are the places where you can experience the authentic, unvarnished soul of Louisiana. For instance, the town of St. Francisville in the West Feliciana Parish is a treasure trove of history and natural beauty. Known for its rolling hills, a rarity in much of the state, it is home to several beautifully preserved plantation homes, charming bed and breakfasts, and the hauntingly beautiful ruins of Afton Villa Gardens. It offers a quieter, more contemplative alternative to the bustling river road. Another hidden gem is the city of Natchitoches, pronounced Nak'atush, the oldest permanent settlement in the entire Louisiana Purchase territory, even older than New Orleans. This charming city, famous as the setting for the movie Steel Magnolias, boasts a 33-block National Historic Landmark district filled with Creole-style townhouses and quaint shops. Its beautiful riverfront area along the Cane River Lake is a perfect place for a leisurely stroll. Natchitoches is also the starting point of the Cane River National Heritage Trail, a scenic byway that leads to historic Creole plantations like Melrose Plantation, which was once a colony for artists and writers, offering a unique glimpse into the region's rich agricultural and artistic past. For those seeking unique cultural experiences, a trip to the town of Breaux Bridge, the self-proclaimed crawfish capital of the world, is a must. This quaint town in the heart of Acadiana hosts a famous annual crawfish festival, but its charm can be enjoyed year-round. You can visit traditional dance halls, browse antique shops, and enjoy some of the best Cajun cooking in the state. Similarly, the town of Grand Isle, a barrier island in the Gulf of Mexico, offers a different kind of Louisiana experience. It's a rustic, laid-back destination known for its excellent fishing, birdwatching during migration seasons, and beautiful uncrowded beaches, providing a perfect escape for those looking to connect with the state's coastal environment. Exploring these hidden gems allows for a more intimate and personal connection with Louisiana. It's in the conversations with shop owners in a small town, the taste of a meat pie from a local Natchitoches bakery, or the quiet beauty of a sunset over the Gulf from Grand Isle. These experiences provide a deeper understanding of the state's incredible diversity, from the rolling hills of the Felicianas to the historic river towns and coastal fishing villages. Venturing off the beaten path reveals that the spirit of Louisiana is not just found in its famous landmarks, but is alive and well in every corner of this remarkable and multifaceted state. In the great state of Louisiana, the kitchen is not just a room in the house, it is the very heart of the home, the epicenter of family life, and the sacred space where culture is both preserved and celebrated. Food here is far more than mere fuel for the body. It is a language of love, a reason for gathering, and a tangible connection to a rich and complex past. Every dish tells a story, a flavorful narrative passed down through generations, chronicling the diverse peoples who have called this land home. The act of preparing and sharing a meal is a cherished ritual, a way of life that weaves together the threads of community and strengthens the bonds of family and friendship. The foundation of this extraordinary culinary tradition is built upon the incredible bounty of the land and water. The fertile Mississippi Delta provides rich soil for growing vegetables, while the Gulf of Mexico and countless bayous, swamps, and rivers offer an astonishing variety of seafood. This natural abundance became the pantry for the resourceful and creative cooks. They learned to make the most of every ingredient, from the humble crawfish and catfish to the prized shrimp and oysters. This deep connection to local, seasonal ingredients remains a hallmark of Louisiana cooking, ensuring a freshness and authenticity that is impossible to replicate elsewhere. It's a cuisine born from the earth and the water. The history of Louisiana is written on its menu. Each wave of settlers and immigrants brought their own culinary traditions, which were then adapted and blended into the existing food culture. French techniques provided a sophisticated foundation, while Spanish colonies introduced new spices and ingredients like tomatoes and peppers. The immense contributions of enslaved Africans are fundamental, bringing ingredients like okra and cooking methods such as deep frying and infusing the cuisine with a depth of flavor and soul that is unmistakable. Native Americans shared their knowledge of local crops like corn and methods for using file powder, a thickening agent made from sassafras leaves. this multicultural simmer created a cuisine that is truly unique in the world. This is why food in Louisiana is an obsession, a topic of passionate debate, and a source of immense regional pride. Arguments over the proper way to make a bombo or the perfect ingredients for a jambalaya are not trivial matters, they are discussions about identity and heritage. For Louisianans, cooking is an art form, and a great meal is an experience to be savored and remembered. The local philosophy of laissez le bon temps rouler, or let the good times roll, is most profoundly expressed around a dinner table where the joy of life is celebrated with every delicious story-filled bite. It's a culinary legacy that continues to evolve while remaining deeply rooted in its flavorful past. To truly understand Louisiana's culinary landscape, it is essential to appreciate the distinctions between its two most famous cuisines, Creole and Cajun. While they share many ingredients and some dishes, they represent two different histories, cultures, and approaches to cooking. Creole cuisine is the city food born in the cosmopolitan kitchens of New Orleans. It is a product of the city's colonial past, blending the refined culinary techniques of its European founders, primarily French and Spanish, with the ingredients and influences of Africa, the Caribbean, and Native America. It's a more aristocratic and worldly style of cooking, really reflecting New Orleans' history as a major port city with access to a wide variety of ingredients. Creole cooking is often characterized by its use of rich sauces, butter, cream, and a wider array of herbs and spices. The classic dishes are often more complex and time-consuming to prepare, a reflection of a society where grand kitchens were run by professional chefs and household staff. Think of dishes like shrimp creole, with its tomato-rich sauce, the elegant oysters Rockefeller, or the decadent flaming spectacle of bananas Foster. The holy trinity of onion, celery, and bell pepper is a foundation here as well. But Creole chefs often add tomatoes to the mix, a practice that leads to a saying, Creole food is red, Cajun food is brown. This is an oversimplification, but it captures the essence of a key difference. In contrast, Cajun cuisine is the country food, the hearty, rustic cooking of the French Acadian people who were exiled from Nova Scotia and settled in the rural swamps and prairies of southwest Louisiana. This is a cuisine born of necessity and resourcefulness, making the most of what the land and water provided. It's typically a one-pot style of cooking designed to feed large families after a long day of work. Cajun food is known for being more robustly seasoned, often with a generous kick of cayenne pepper, and relies heavily on smoked meats like andouille sausage and tasso ham for its deep smoky flavors. It is the soul-satisfying food of a resilient and self-sufficient people. The quintessential Cajun dishes are a testament to this heritage. A dark, rich gumbo thickened with a carefully browned roux, a hearty jambalaya packed with sausage and seafood, or a spicy crawfish etouffee smothered over rice. These are the classics of the Cajun kitchen. The focus is on maximizing flavor from simple, readily available ingredients and letting nothing go to waste. While Creole cuisine might be seen as more refined, Cajun cooking is celebrated for its incredible depth and soulfulness. Together, these two distinct but related culinary traditions tell the complete story of South Louisiana, a tale of two kitchens that have created one of the world's most beloved and flavorful cuisines. Embarking on a culinary journey through Louisiana is an adventure for the taste buds, and there are several iconic dishes that simply cannot be missed. Topping any list is gumbo, the official state cuisine. It is a rich, complex stew that perfectly embodies the state's melting pot culture. Every family and every chef has their own version, but it typically starts with a dark roux, the holy trinity of vegetables, and is filled with ingredients like chicken, andouille sausage, or fresh seafood like shrimp and crab. It's often served over a bed of fluffy white rice and sometimes garnished with file powder, a Native American contribution that adds a unique earthy flavor. A bowl of gumbo is Louisiana in a dish. No visit to New Orleans is complete without experiencing a po' boy. This is not just a sandwich, it is a beloved institution. The magic lies in the bread, a specific type of New Orleans French bread that is incredibly light and airy on the inside, with a satisfyingly crisp and flaky crust. These loaves are then stuffed with an endless variety of fillings, with fried shrimp and fried oysters being the most classic choices. Dressed with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and mayonnaise, it is a humble masterpiece. Whether grabbed from a corner store or a famous po' boy shop, it is the perfect, satisfying meal that represents the casual, everyday deliciousness of the city's food culture. For a true taste of Cajun country, you must indulge in a crawfish boil. More than just a meal, this is a social event, a communal feast that brings friends and family together. Live crawfish are boiled in a huge pot of water that has been heavily seasoned with spices, cayenne pepper, and salt. Potatoes, corn on the cob, onions, and sometimes smoked sausage are thrown into the pot as well, absorbing all the spicy goodness. The cooked contents are then dumped onto a newspaper covered table, and everyone gathers around to peel, eat, and enjoy. It is a messy, joyful, and quintessentially Louisiana experience that captures the spirit of Laissez le bon temps rouler. Finally, for a sweet ending, you must head to Café du Monde or Café Beignet for an order of beignets. These are square pieces of dough, deep fried until they are puffy and golden brown, then generously, almost absurdly, dusted with a mountain of powdered sugar. Served hot, they are the perfect accompaniment to a cup of café au lait, a blend of dark roast coffee and chicory mixed with hot milk. This simple pleasure has been a New Orleans tradition for over a century, a perfect way to start your morning or end your evening. From savory stews to iconic sandwiches and sweet treats, this culinary bucket list offers a delicious introduction to Louisiana's unforgettable flavor legacy. Beyond the vibrant cities and historic towns, a different kind of Louisiana beckons, a wilder, greener world of sprawling forests, protected wetlands, and serene natural preserves. For those who love the great outdoors, the state offers a wealth of opportunities to hike, explore, and connect with nature in its purest form. A perfect place to begin this adventure is the Jean Lafitte National Historical Park and Preserve. This unique park is spread across 6 different sites, but its Barataria Preserve, located just south of New Orleans, is a true natural treasure. Here, a network of boardwalks and dirt trails winds through pristine bottomland hardwood forests, lush swamps, and freshwater marshes, offering an easily accessible yet deeply immersive wilderness experience. Walking the trails of the Barataria Preserve is like stepping into another world. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and alive with the symphony of the swamp, the croaking of frogs, the buzzing of insects, and the calls of unseen birds. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy of cypress and tupelo trees, casting a magical green glow over the landscape. It is a prime location for wildlife viewing, with alligators often seen sunning themselves near the water edge, and a variety of turtles, snakes, and wading birds making frequent appearances. The preserve beautifully showcases the delicate balance of Louisiana's coastal ecosystem and tells a story of the land's history, from its Native American inhabitants to the legendary pirate Jean Lafitte himself. For a more expansive forest adventure, travelers should head to the heart of the state to discover the Kisatchie National Forest. Spanning over 600,000 acres, Kisatchie is Louisiana's only national forest, a vast and diverse landscape of rolling hills, longleaf pine forests, and clear, sandy-bottom streams. It is a paradise for hikers, with hundreds of miles of trails catering to all skill levels, including a portion of the long-distance Wild Azalea Trail, which bursts into a spectacular display of pink and white blossoms in the spring. The forest offers a different topography from the coastal flatlands, providing a glimpse into the ecosystems of the hill country of Louisiana. Exploring Kisatchie National Forest offers a chance for true solitude and adventure. Visitors can camp under a star-filled sky, go horseback riding along designated trails, or simply enjoy a scenic drive through the towering pines. The forest is also a crucial habitat for a variety of wildlife, including the endangered red-cockaded woodpecker, a species that relies on the mature longleaf pine ecosystem for its survival. Whether you are seeking a challenging backcountry trek or a peaceful afternoon walk, Kisatchie provides a stunning natural sanctuary, showcasing a side of Louisiana's beauty that is rugged, serene, and profoundly wild. It is a powerful reminder of the vast, untamed landscapes that lie just beyond the city limits. There is perhaps no better way to experience the intimate beauty of Louisiana's natural landscapes than from the water itself. The state is crisscrossed by a seemingly endless network of rivers, bayous, lakes, and swamps, creating a paddler's paradise for kayakers and canoers of all experience levels. Gliding silently along a slow-moving bayou offers a unique and personal perspective that a larger boat simply cannot provide. It allows you to navigate narrow channels, get up close to the unique flora, and observe wildlife without the noise of a motor. It's honestly a peaceful, meditative way to become one with the environment, feeling the gentle currents and hearing the subtle sounds of the wilderness around you. The options for paddling adventures are nearly limitless. In South Louisiana, you can explore the maze-like waterways of the Atchafalaya Basin, navigating through majestic cypress tupelo swamps where the stillness is broken only by the splash of a jumping fish or the call of a heron. Closer to New Orleans, Bayou St. John offers a scenic urban paddle that winds through historic neighborhoods, providing a unique view of the city's architecture from the water. In the northern part of the state, places like Lake Claiborne and Bayou Drarbon offer expansive open waters and tranquil tree-lined shores, perfect for a leisurely day of paddling and picnicking. For those seeking a truly immersive experience, numerous outfitters across the state offer guided paddling tours. These tours are led by knowledgeable local guides who can ensure your safety and enrich your journey with fascinating information about the local ecosystem, history, and folklore. They know the best spots to see alligators, find hidden rookeries teeming with birdlife, and navigate to the most beautiful and secluded corners of the waterways. A guided tour can transform a simple paddle into a deep learning experience, connecting you more profoundly to the natural and cultural history of the bayou. Whether you are a seasoned kayaker with your own gear or a curious beginner looking to rent a canoe for an afternoon, Louisiana's waterways are incredibly welcoming. Many state parks and local recreation areas provide easy water access, boat launches, and rental facilities. Paddling here is more than just a recreational activity. It is a way to follow the same liquid highways that have been used for centuries by Native Americans, European explorers, and Cajun fishermen. It's a chance to slow down, disconnect from the modern world, and witness the timeless, wild beauty of Louisiana from the most intimate vantage point possible, right at the water's surface. Louisiana's incredible natural bounty extends to two of the most popular outdoor pastimes, fishing and birdwatching. The state rightfully earns its nickname as a sportsman's paradise, boasting some of the most productive fishing grounds in the entire country. The unique geography, where the mighty Mississippi River meets the Gulf of Mexico, creates a rich estuarine environment that serves as a nursery for an astounding variety of fish species. From the deep-sea charters heading out from ports like Venice and Grand Isle in pursuit of red snapper and tuna, to the inshore anglers casting for speckled trout and redfish in the coastal marshes, the opportunities for a great catch are simply unparalleled. The freshwater fishing is just as legendary. The state's countless lakes, rivers, and bayous are teeming with largemouth bass, crappie, known locally as sacalay, and catfish. Massive reservoirs like Toledo Bend on the Texas border are world-renowned destinations for bass tournaments, drawing anglers from all over the globe. But you don't need a fancy bass boat to enjoy the sport. Many locals find just as much joy casting a line from a simple pier or the bank of a quiet bayou, just enjoying the peace and tranquility of the water. Fishing in Louisiana is more than a sport, it is a way of life, a tradition passed down through generations, and honestly, a primary way that many people put food on their family's table. For those who prefer to hunt with binoculars, Louisiana is a world-class birdwatching destination. The state's location along the Mississippi Flyway, a major migratory route for birds, means that at different times of the year, its wetlands and forests become a bustling hub for hundreds of species. The coastal Cheniers and Barrier Islands provide critical resting and feeding spots for birds, making the long journey across the Gulf of Mexico. During the spring migration, these areas come alive with a breathtaking diversity of colorful warblers, tanagers, and orioles, making it a bucket list destination for birders from around the world who gather to witness the spectacular fallout of migratory birds. The opportunities for birdwatching are abundant year-round. The swamps and marshes are home to a stunning array of wading birds, including the iconic great blue heron, the the snowy white great egret, and the uniquely beautiful roseate spoonbill with its vibrant pink plumage. The pine forests of Kisachi shelter woodpeckers and songbirds, while the coastal wildlife refuges provide sanctuary for enormous flocks of ducks and geese in the winter. Whether you are an avid angler hoping to reel in a trophy fish or a passionate birder looking to add a new species to your life list, Louisiana's wild places offer an extraordinary and unforgettable bounty for every type of nature enthusiast. Our visual journey across the magnificent state of Louisiana is now drawing to a close, but the echoes of its vibrant spirit will surely linger. We have traveled together through the deep and winding currents of its history, from the ancient earthworks of its first peoples to the raising of the American flag after the monumental Louisiana Purchase. We stood on the battlegrounds of the Civil War and witnessed the birth of a culture forged in resilience and fire. This is a state whose past is not merely confined to textbooks, but is etched into the very landscape, visible in the Spanish architecture of the French Quarter and the majestic haunting presence of the antebellum plantations that line the Great River Road, each telling a profound story of beauty and pain. We have listened to the very soul of Louisiana through its music, feeling the improvisational genius of jazz that spills from the clubs of New Orleans and the infectious foot-stomping energy of Zydeco that animates the dance halls of Acadiana. We have marveled at the spectacular joy of Mardi Gras, understanding it not just as a party, but as a deeply rooted tradition of community, artistry, and uninhibited celebration. We also took a respectful look beyond the veil of misconception to understand the true history of voodoo, recognizing it as a powerful story of spiritual survival and cultural preservation. These cultural expressions are the lifeblood of the state, a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of sorrow, joy, and an unbreakable spirit. Our senses have been delighted by Louisiana's legendary cuisine, a flavorful legacy that tells the story of its people with every single bite. We have learned the tale of two kitchens, understanding the distinction between the refined worldly Creole dishes of the city and the rustic resourceful Cajun cooking of the country. From the rich, dark depths of a perfect gumbo to the satisfying crunch of a fried shrimp po' boy and the sweet powdered sugar perfection of a hot beignet, we have tasted a history that is as complex and satisfying as the food itself. In Louisiana, a shared meal is a shared experience, the most delicious form of storytelling and community building imaginable. Finally, we ventured into the wild heart of the state, exploring the natural beauty that forms the foundation of its unique character. We navigated the mystical bayous, gliding past ancient cypress trees and watchful alligators, and hiked the pine-scented trails of the Kisachi National Forest. We saw how the state is a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts, offering world-class fishing, paddling, and birdwatching opportunities in its abundant waterways and protected wetlands. From the bustling cities to the tranquil swamps, Louisiana has revealed itself to be a land of incredible diversity, a place where culture and nature are deeply and inextricably intertwined, creating a truly unforgettable experience. This visual journey has been a glimpse, a 30-minute window into a world that is endlessly fascinating and deeply rewarding to explore. We have provided the map, highlighted the landmarks, and shared the stories, but the true magic of Louisiana can only be experienced firsthand. The real adventure begins when you step onto its soil, breathe in its humid air, and allow its unique rhythm to seep into your own soul. This is our heartfelt invitation to you. Do not let this just be a story you have watched. Make it a story you have lived. Come and create your own chapter in the living storybook that is Louisiana, and let its spirit leave an indelible mark on you. Imagine yourself wandering the historic streets of the French Quarter, not as a passive observer, but as an active participant in its daily life. Picture yourself finding a quiet courtyard cafe for a morning coffee, feeling the history in the cobblestones beneath your feet, and letting the sounds of a distant saxophone guide your path. Envision yourself tapping your feet to the irresistible beat of a live Zydeco band in a Lafayette dance hall, even if you don't know the steps, and feeling the warmth and welcome of the local community. These are not just tourist activities. They are moments of genuine connection, opportunities to feel the true pulse of this incredible place and create memories that will last a lifetime. Think of the flavors that await you, the culinary discoveries that can only be made by trying a family-run restaurant in a small town or sampling Buddha and sausage from a local butcher shop. Consider the quiet awe you will feel while paddling a kayak through a misty bayou at sunrise, watching the world awaken around you in a symphony of natural sounds. These personal, unscripted moments are where the real Louisiana reveals itself. It is in the conversation with a friendly local, the taste of a dish made from a cherished family recipe, or the simple, profound beauty of a sunset over the marsh. These are the experiences that transform a trip into a true journey. So we encourage you to take that next step. Use this video as your inspiration, your starting point for planning your own adventure. Whether you are drawn to the history, the music, the food, or the untamed wilderness, Louisiana has something special waiting for you. Come and see the places we have shown you, but more importantly, be open to discovering the hidden gems and paths less traveled that will make your journey uniquely yours. Louisiana is not just a destination to be seen, it is an experience to be felt, a story to be lived, and an adventure that is waiting for you to begin. We hope this deep dive into the heart and soul of Louisiana has left you inspired and eager for more. Our mission is to continue bringing you these immersive journeys, to uncover the stories of unique places, and to celebrate the rich tapestry of culture, history, and adventure that our world has to offer. If you share this passion for discovery and believe that travel is one of the most enriching experiences in life, then we invite you to become a part of our growing community of explorers. The best way to ensure you never miss a new adventure is to hit that subscribe button right now. By subscribing, you are doing more than just getting notifications for new videos. You are joining a community of like-minded individuals who live for the thrill of exploration and the joy of learning about new cultures. Your support allows us to continue creating this in-depth content, to travel to new destinations, and to share their stories with the world. After you subscribe, don't forget to also click the notification bell. This small action ensures that you will be the first to know whenever we release a new visual journey, so you can be ready to pack your virtual bags and explore with us from the moment it premieres. Your engagement is what fuels our passion and helps our community thrive. If you enjoy this journey through Louisiana, please give this video a thumbs up by hitting the like button. It's a simple way to show your appreciation, and it helps others discover our content. We would also be incredibly grateful if you would share this video with your friends, family, or anyone you know who loves to travel. The more people we can inspire to explore and appreciate the beauty of our world, the better. Your shares make a huge difference and help us grow our community of global adventurers. Finally, we want to hear from you. The conversation doesn't end when the video stops. Head down to the comments section and share your thoughts. Have you ever been to Louisiana? If so, what is your most cherished memory or your favorite place? If you haven't been, what part of this journey intrigued you the most? Your comments create a vibrant space for discussion and allow all of us to learn from each other's experiences. Thank you for joining us on this incredible tour of Louisiana. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, stay curious, and let the good times roll.